at the end of 2017, right around when Hurricane Harvey hit Houston, we had to shut down our company for over a week. And it started the conversations of, can we function as a company if we can't physically get to our offices? And in that, so that conversation opened the door to look into opportunities as far as what accounting system really works best for Texon. And so we started talking about Intacct through the introduction by Divine Consulting and Alta Vista to see if that was a good fit for Texon.
So with any kind of cloud-based software, you get a lot of advantages. One is that you don't have to worry about having any kind of backups that you have to do. You don't have to have disaster recovery. You also don't have to worry about upgrades or paying an IT person to manage your system. All that just happens for you. So when you move to Sage Intacct, you get to leave all those other concerns behind and just move into focusing on running your business and not focusing on keeping your accounting software running.
From an accounting perspective, technology is what really sets you apart nowadays. It's not really anything else. And so if you're not up to date, it can really hurt your ability to stay current on anything. And reporting for us was really important. We're a small company. We do a lot of reporting for our management and upper management. And the inability to really create flexible reports was becoming a major frustration.
So reporting actually changed quite a bit for Texon. So there's a few ways that happened. One way is that we had all of these reports that we're able to put right within Sage Intacct, and we also have this dashboarding that's built into the system. So people can log in and they can get dashboards and they can have a dashboard tailored to their role and the things that they care about. So that was a huge win. Another thing we got to do is Sage Intacct lets you have different kinds of books. And what's really neat for a big company like Texon, they have all these purchases and they're having all this spending that they're needing to track and manage. And it could be a lot of people out in the field who are trying to enter purchasing documents and try to move the system forward, move the company forward, and make these big capital buys. And a lot of times those are contractual, so no event has happened yet. There's not really an accounting event to capture. But we needed for Texon to be able to show that these different arrangements are being agreed to. So Sage Intacct has this really cool thing where I can have a committed spend book, and we can show this in all our reporting. So that way the executives can look at a GAAP financial statement and they can see what the company has done in the past, but then we can also look at the future because we can see all these commitments that are out there. Maybe those are tentative commitments, maybe they haven't actually happened yet, but it gives us insight from a management level to see how the company is going to do. Another thing that we're doing with Texon is we're using something called the Interactive Custom Report Writer. And we're really in the early days for that at Texon. But if you can imagine in Excel using a pivot table, where you can take columns, you can drag things around, you can move things interactively. That's what the Interactive Custom Report Writer will let you do. But imagine that in a browser. So a person can come in and do ad hoc queries and drag things around and look at the information however they want to see it.
I think overall, it allows a lot more time and space to analyze our data versus just processing our data. And so you don't have all these accountants spending their entire day just getting a journal entry in or making a payment, and they can actually make sure the numbers make sense and work and focus on the way the divisions are looking and things like that. So because we can automate more with Intacct, we can access it whether we're in the office or not. We don't have some of the hang-ups that we had with the hard software. And so it allows just more of a seamless close. And I just feel like because of that, it allows us to also evaluate more and analyze, which is really what you want to do in financial reporting. You don't want your day to be data entry. You want it to be time to review and make sure things make sense and be forward-thinking and plan.
So Sage Intacct has this philosophy where they want to have what they call a perpetual close. So what that means is we don't actually have batches in the system like some older systems. Every transaction you make can go into the system and we can actually see it reflected right away. We still have the ability to correct things, but it lets us see as the days go by an ever-evolving look at the company, which means that we're moving faster. We're changing things quickly. We're not waiting to the end of the month to book some big colossal entry and then review it. It's happening every day. And that way we can turn things around quicker, we can be more agile, and we can see how the company is doing in real time.
it went really smoothly. The implementation was right on target. Everything rolled perfectly. The balances came over great, and we really didn't have any hangups. We kept kind of waiting because it's a big implementation and a big transition to go from Solomon to Intacct. So we kept kind of waiting for something to kind of mess up, and really, it really didn't. Overall, I can't say enough good things about my experiences with both Divine Consulting and Alta Vista. The synergies between the two of them are phenomenal because they both bring different strengths to implementation and using the systems well. They think ahead and help you anticipate what your needs are going to be without even really knowing what they are. I look forward to using them on future projects. We've got a lot of things we still want to add, and I just really can't say enough good things. Words just don't do it justice.
So there's a lot of mutual respect between Alta Vista Technology and Texon. I think for me anyway, it started on the very first day where we got a huge chunk of information from their IT people. Like megabytes bordering on gigabytes of data that needed to be cross-referenced, recompiled and changed and edited and put into a format that we could use with Sage Intacct. They had smart people there. They could have done a lot of this themselves, but we actually wrote a program that could take all this mountain of information and crunch it down so that we could use it in a nice, quick, easy way. So I felt like we proved ourselves on day one, but then, the better you are, the better you better be, because we just kept moving faster, kept up our game. Their reporting requirements, once they realized that we could do all these fancy things, they asked for more, and we were excited to see that, and we were able to build upon it. And I don't know, we respect them greatly. They do a lot of great work over there. And we're just really, it kind of forces us to rise to the challenge. We got to meet their high level.